Did you know? Japan still retains the death penalty. From sentencing to execution, from the daily life of death row inmates to the ongoing debate surrounding capital punishment, there is a complex story behind it all. Today, we take a deep dive into Japan's death penalty system. In Japan, capital punishment is legally enforced for the most serious crimes, such as murder, robbery, and acts of treason. Under the Penal Code, the only method of execution is hanging. Penal Code Article 11. The death penalty shall be executed by hanging. At a penal institution, as of the end of 2024, approximately 100 inmates are on death row in Japan. Even after a final verdict, it can take years or even decades before the execution is actually carried out. Executions in Japan are carried out only when the Minister of Justice signs the execution order. Once sentenced to death, inmates are transferred to a detention center, where they await an uncertain future. Inmates are not informed of the execution date. Families are notified by mail after the execution. Executions typically occur around 9 a.m. The inmate is suddenly taken from their cell and led to the execution chamber. Once in place, the floor beneath them drops death by hanging. Multiple buttons are pressed simultaneously, so that no single officer knows who triggered the mechanism. Death row inmates are held in solitary confinement. They follow a strict daily routine and are isolated from other inmates. Access to television or radio is limited, and outside contact is mostly restricted to lawyers and family members. No labor is required. Reading and religious activities are permitted upon request. Each morning, the sound of footsteps could signal their final moments. This psychological torment has become one of the most criticized aspects of Japan's death penalty. Public opinion in Japan strongly favors the death penalty. Roughly 80% of the population supports its continuation. Common reasons include deterrence, justice for victims, and punishment for the most heinous crimes. However, globally, more and more countries have abolished capital punishment. Japan now stands alongside countries like the US, China, and Iran as one of the few developed nations that still carry it out. One of the strongest arguments against the death penalty is the risk of executing an innocent person. There have been cases in Japan where death row inmates were later found to be innocent. Hakamada case 1966, Menda case 1948. Once the execution is done, it cannot be undone. This irreversible nature raises serious questions about the legitimacy of the death penalty. What lies ahead for Japan? Will the country continue to enforce capital punishment, move toward abolition, or find a new path? Is the death penalty the ultimate form of justiciar state-sanctioned murder? What do you think? Thank you for watching. If this video gave you something to think about, please share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this.